So, if you've ever really wondered whether learning to trade is worth it, let me tell you, trading really is one of the most life-changing skills that you can ever develop. Mastering it is going to give you the freedom to shape your own future, to do whatever you want to do it. There are really no ceilings. You can make as little or as much as you really want. But you do have to eventually develop the skill and the ability to trade profitably. But along your way, a lot of people, they're going to tell you that a lot of people are going to tell you that trading it's unrealistic, that maybe, only a tiny fraction, like less than 5% of people actually end up becoming profitable. Those are the ones that are going to succeed. You're just not going to succeed. You're not meant to do that. And then they're going to tell you that you might be better off doing something else, like working a 9 to 5. But to be completely honest, the only thing that's really keeping you from getting there to being successful in trading and to winning, not just in trading, but anything in life, is you. And think about it this way. If you're able to show up to work at a job that you may or may not even like, you're able to clock in or to make somebody else rich, then why not channel that same type of energy that you have into building the life that you have always dreamed of? So if you can take that same type of discipline, the same energy that you have to be able to meet your boss's expectations, you can redirect that towards something else, like creating a lifestyle that puts you in control and gets you where you want to in life. One thing that is very crucial along your way, though, is that you have to forget the unrealistic expectations. You really just have to focus on steady, consistent progress. So one thing a lot of beginner traders kind of get wrong is that you have to aim towards these crazy goals, like maybe making 20 or 30% gains a month or like every single month. And we kind of have to be real with ourselves. That is just not sustainable in any market or any given capacity. So what if I did actually tell you that all you really need is a consistent maybe 3 to 5% each month? I mean, if you multiply that by 12, that is what, 36 to 60% in a year. That is a lot, and that's not even factoring in compounding, because you do make gains every single month. And honestly, you don't have to swing for home runs every single time that you trade. Those just small, steady gains will eventually begin to compound a little bit more quickly, and they can build massive amounts of wealth over time. So one of the big problems is you know how to make 5% a month consistently, and you have the skill to become a millionaire. So if you know how to make just 5% a month consistently, you already have the skill alone to become a millionaire. All you have to do is make 5% a month or even 3%. So I can pull out like a compounding calculator and I can show you that, with if you have $5,000, a 5% monthly return is going to double your money in like a year. But the real magic lies in the fact that we know that we have access to prop firms, and that changes everything. So prop firms, basically, they give you access to hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in trading capital. So all you really need to do is pass their challenges, and the money is yours to trade with. I am currently trading with a prop firm. I have been for a little bit of time. I am currently, well, I'm still in a demo account with My Funded Futures, and right now it's probably one of the best prop firms that's out there. So this is the easiest time, like in all of history, to be honest, to build wealth, period, especially with trading. And you don't need, a massive personal bankroll anymore. You can prove that you're consistent, and these firms are going to fund you. So if you can build a lot of accounts through prop firms, that's where the real success comes in. So you can pass as many challenges as you want. There's no limit to how many really funded accounts you can stack. So just imagine passing multiple like $500,000 challenges. If you just make 5% a month, that's like 25 grand in a single month in profit. Just imagine that. I can't really think of a whole lot of jobs where you don't have to go to university. You don't have to have like decades of experience and be able to make 25 grand in a month. So over the course of a year, that adds up to, I think, like $300,000, dude. Now, I know some of you might think it sounds crazy, but really, if you can make 5% on even $100 account, you can take that same skill and you can apply it to a $1 million account. The only difference is your psychology. So if you're able to manage your emotions and really master the part where a lot of people struggle, the mechanics of making those gains are basically the same. So it's all about your mindset and your psychological strengths. Now, don't get me wrong, none of this is really easy at all. Trading does require time, it requires patience, and you have to have discipline. And being able to manage the mental pressure that comes with trading larger amounts of money is not something you can really underestimate. But honestly, with the right type of mindset and consistent effort, there's really nothing stopping you from succeeding. One mistake that a lot of traders do make is trying to learn everything about the market. You don't need to know everything. In fact, most of the stuff like isn't really necessary at all. They believe that you have to understand every chart pattern, every single indicator, the price movement in order to succeed, but none of that's true. At its core, trading, it's really just recognizing price action, the movement between two currencies or assets. So if you trade in Forex, it's about understanding patterns and not being able to predict every single market move, but the possibility that these trades might work. Now, don't overcomplicate any of it. You don't need to know the reason behind every single trade. You just need a strategy that works, and you need to have the discipline to be able to follow it. The market, it will move no matter what. Your job is to really just show up, apply your plan, and stick to it whether you win or you lose. And you need to focus on losing because if you have a plan for when you lose, it's inevitable. You're going to learn that through trading. And that's taught me a lot about myself and about life is if you plan around losing and you understand how to mitigate that as little as possible or as better as possible, then that is really the key to succeeding. And you have to have, daily improvement and consistency. So the key to really becoming successful is consistency. So if you could commit to getting just 1% better every single day, you'll be amazed really at how quickly your progress will begin to compound. Obviously, this isn't just with trading, but with anything else in life that you have, whether it's, if you're going to the gym, you're not going to, get buff if you just go there once a week or a few times a month. If you go there several times a week and just put in 1% or learning a new skill or a business, then eventually over the course of the year, you might be able to recognize the differences, but other people around you, they will definitely notice it and suggest it's really not about like giant leaps, it's about incremental growth every single day. So when you show up consistently, the market eventually it starts to kind of feel familiar to you. You'll be able to develop almost an intuitive sense of what's going on. Patterns that kind of confuse you at first, they'll become almost like second nature. Eventually, you'll develop an almost instinctive feel for how the market moves. You'll start seeing opportunities others miss because you've put up the time and effort really to understand the market. You need to go all in, but you have to do it with balance. Honestly, when I started trading, I locked in completely. I almost stopped talking to my friends and family completely, but sometimes they kind of understood because I was focused on my goals. And for 7, 8 months straight, I was just obsessed with the process, obsessed with trading. And I'm not saying that you have to do this, but I can tell you that those months of really just intense, driven focus accelerated my learning and allowed me to eventually become a profitable trader. So if you can dedicate, it doesn't have to take 7 months, even if it's just a few months of going all in. So forget social media. If you're going out, I mean, you can still hang out with your friends and family, whatnot. But I mean, like, really immerse yourself in this. You're going to be shocked at like by how much progress you can make within such a brief period of time. Obviously, you're going to run into failures. You might even want to quit, but there are going to be moments when you feel frustrated and question whether or not this is even worth it. And remember, the only person who's really stopping you from getting this is yourself. And I'm telling you, the challenges, they are part of the journey. The people who stick it out though and through the tough times are the ones who are going to make it to the top. And that's kind of what my channel is dedicated to. So eventually you're going to reach a point where you no longer feel the need to stare at charts all day. You're going to start detaching emotionally from your trades. You're going to be able to let them hit the take profit or even the stop loss without obsessively, checking every single tick or every single gain or whatnot. This is a sign that you are growing as a trader and as a human being. You're no longer emotionally tied to the outcome of every single trade. With that said, though, detaching, it doesn't mean that you just stop working, keep backtesting, reviewing your trades and refining your strategy and your craft. But when you think about trading less, when it's no longer consumes you every single thought, that's when you know that you're really on the right path. But the main problem, though, that arises in trading, with new traders anyways, is undercapitalization. So if you're trading with a smaller account, it's really easy to feel discouraged. And when your profits seem like really small, imagine, making 10% a month only to see like a $10 gain. If you have a $100 account, that is incredibly underwhelming. The thing is, though, a 10% return is actually massive. So if you can consistently make 10% on a small account, you can do the same on a larger one. And with the prop firm funding, that comes out to 10% on a $100,000 account. That's $10,000 that you just made, and you can potentially make that in a single week. The key, though, is to stop focusing on the small numbers and to start thinking like you're already managing some larger capital. Many traders, though, they kind of fall into the trap of over risking on small accounts because they feel like they're not really making enough money. The thing is, you kind of have the wrong mindset. You have to treat every single trade that you have with the same level of professionalism, no matter the account size. If you can stay consistent and discipline on a small account, you'll have no problem at all scaling up to even larger ones. So the best way to grow as a trader really is don't take things step by step. Start with a small live account, build up your confidence, and then you can move on to passing, prop firm challenges. If you feel like, you pass your first prop challenge, you'll realize that the process it's really the same no matter the account size. From that point forward, the only challenge really is managing your mindset. Most people, they really struggle, I think, with seeing large sums of money fluctuating on their screen. So if it's one thing to see, a $10 win on a small account, but imagine watching $10,000 in profits or losses swing back and forth. That's really going to mess with your emotions. This is why psychological discipline is just as important as the actual technical skill and the ability to make money with trading. So, I mean, this is not easy, far from it, and definitely not everybody is cut out to be able to do this. And it is an incredibly difficult skill to master, especially, on the psychological side alone. But I promise you, if you truly want it and if you're truly willing to stay consistent, you can succeed. I've seen what's possible. I know it's possible because I've experienced it. I know people who have built crazy amounts of wealth just through trading alone, and often at even surprisingly young ages. And I know that you'll probably see guys on here that are like 19, 20 years old, and they're like multimillionaires. And if they can do it, then you definitely can do it too. But the key is do not overcomplicate anything. Stick to your strategy, stay consistent, and focus on improving a little bit every single day. The journey is tough, but the rewards are so much worth it. So remember, we're all on this path together, learning and growing, and we're striving to reach our goals. So stay focused, trust the process, and keep moving forward. I hope this gave you the motivation to keep going and staying consistent, keep learning, and hopefully, next time I'll see you on a live trade or something. Until then, I'll take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.